Hi guys, I'm Kylie,
I'm Stephanie,
and this is
KNS.
On the Air. So today's episode is it's our true crime episode because it is a true crime, but it's not a horror crime, I guess you could say. We wanted this week's episode to be um, like a Reddit horror story or something like that, and we happen to have been given some other topic to discuss that's actually very recent. Would you like to kind of give an explanation of what we're going to be talking about?
So today we're going to be talking about something that happened just a few days ago. It is about a young man named Cole, and he had his braids cut off, which he was Native American, and in their culture, their hair is like the most important, the most sacred um, thing about their being, their body. They believe that it ties them back to their ancestors and various other things, which we'll go further into. And then he was also found murdered. Uh,
Um, I guess we could say more so deceased because we don't know exactly. The details are not
his,
out there yet.
his body was found, put it that way.
Yeah. So this is about Cole Brings Plenty. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. I don't know much about him as an actor because he is an actor. Did you know that?
I did not.
You did not know that.
I did
Yes.
not know that.
So his uncle, Mo Brings Plenty, is an actor in the Yellowstone series.
Okay. I've
Um,
watched a few episodes of that. I like that.
Cole was in season one as like a guest star,
Uh-huh.
and then this most recent season that came out, he played as an act like a character in one of the episodes.
Okay.
So he had more. He's shown his face in two seasons, and his uncle is in the original Yellowstone. This is the spinoff of Yellowstone. It's called 1923.
Okay.
Um, Cole was 27
Yes.
as of this year. And yes, he was Native American. The articles that I am reading my information from, I found them on whiskeyriff.com and NBCnews.com. They were like the two main articles that popped up for the situation. Cole was reported missing on Easter Sunday, and after a week-long search by his friends, his family, and law enforcement, he was found deceased on April 5th in a wooded area. According to whiskeyriff.com, it says that deputies were dispatched shortly before noon Friday to check on an unoccupied vehicle in an area about 43 miles southwest of Kansas City, Kansas. They discovered the 27-year-old's body in an adjacent wooded area, the Johnson County Sheriff's Office said in a statement. The news was confirmed on Instagram on his uncle, Mo Brings Plenty, his Instagram page. His father is the one who made the post on the account. So Cole's father
Mhm.
went on Mo's account and made this post. Which the post quoted, "I am deeply saddened to confirm that my son, Cole, has been found and is no longer with us. We want to express our heartfelt gratitude to everyone for the prayers and positive thoughts you sent for Cole. We would also like to thank everyone who came to walk beside us as we searched for my son and provided the resources we needed to expand our search areas. I learned this week how many people knew the goodness in Cole's heart and loved him. During this incredibly difficult time, we ask for privacy as we process our grief and figure out how we move forward. Please know we appreciate you and appreciate your understanding." So that was posted on April 5th. And apparently, according to what I have read, the Lawrence, Kansas Police Department announced about a day or two after his death was announced that they had also been looking for him in relation to a domestic violence case, well, investigation that they were doing on him. This was because of a call that they had received prior to him going missing. Now, according to KSNT, which is like a news outlet, he was the primary suspect in a domestic dispute after police were alerted to a woman who was screaming for help, and in quotes, police were called to an apartment on reports of a woman screaming for help. Upon arrival, police began investigating the claims, identifying Plenty as a possible suspect. Traffic cameras showed Plenty leaving the city immediately following this incident south on 59 Highway. As of today, no cause of death has been announced. Granted, this literally happened on the 5th. So, I mean, they still have, it's been 3 days. Well, 4. It's been 4 days. According to many articles I have also read, it has been made aware by many people who had claimed to have seen Cole that night that he went missing, that he had been at a concert at the Replay Lounge in Lawrence, Kansas, watching a band called Beneather, which they're a small band. They literally only have like maybe 200 followers on their Instagram. While he was there, his hair became tangled in a mic cord. While he was trying to get his hair uncaught from the cord, some random person that was there decided to take it upon themselves to cut his hair free from the cord, which, like we said to those of you who might not know, cutting a Native American or a Native person in general, their braids, is an extremely serious offense to a Native person.
They also, it's a hate crime.
Yeah, it's literally just as bad as saying the N-word to an African American or telling a Hispanic person that they're nothing else but a housekeeper. Like that's all they're good for.
Well, not to downgrade the, severity of those other issues with the other races, but cutting their hair in general for the Native Americans, that's worse than those other crimes.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying it's like it's just as bad. It's not, oh, we cut your hair? Okay, cool. It's literally just as bad, if not worse. It's extremely offensive.
Right.
So if you don't want to be called the N-word, if you don't want to be told that you're an immigrant or that all you're good at is housekeeping and washing dishes, don't cut a Native person's braids because it's just as bad. Now, as many of you may know, since this has happened, a movement has been started, which is called Braids for Cole. So if you are a Native person, or even if you're just trying to spread awareness for the movement, we've been braiding our hair. So for this episode, I decided to braid my hair because I do happen to have Native American in me on my dad's side. And the only reason because of that is because my grandfather and his ancestors and all of his family, they are Native American. They are indigenous.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't the tribe that your family is affiliated with the Pueblo Indians?
Yeah, Puebloans. It's the technical term for it is Puebloan. That's what we are. We're Puebloan. But if it's hard for you to say it, because it is kind of hard, you could just say Pueblo Indian.
Right.
But yeah, so having long, gorgeous hair and wearing braids, specifically a 3-strand braid, as a Native person is sacred. And just so I know I'm speaking on the right thing, because I don't want to misinform anybody, it is believed across mostly all tribes that it connects us to our ancestors, and having long hair represents our strong cultural identity.
Mm-hmm.
I never knew growing up why I loved braiding my hair, specifically the 2 braids, 3 strands, even Tita.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I go see her, Kylie, can you braid my hair? Kylie, can you braid my hair? Kylie, I want you to braid my hair. Mine can be a lot nicer, but I also wasn't trying to put product in my hair, so I do apologize. When this was reported, a photo of the incident was shared on Facebook by someone with the name of Anaya Holder, with a caption quoting, "Our brother slash friend, Cole was assaulted when his hair had gotten tangled in some wires while in a mosh pit at the Replay Lounge in Lawrence, Kansas. This person was trying to help him yank the wire out, and another person came up unexpectedly, and with no right did they have to take it upon themselves to cut his hair. This is hard for all of us as an indigenous community at Haskell Indian Nations University. Our hair has value, it's our strength. Please pray for our brother friend to come back home safely. We need to stand up and come together for our people no matter what." What really bothers me, though, is that a post was also made by the band Cole was seeing that night, but they later deleted the entire post. Okay. The post quoted, "During our set on Saturday, our friend Cole was the victim of a terrible accident. He was moshing his heart out for us. He was fully, unapologetically enjoying himself until his hair became tangled in a mic cable. One individual attempted to forcibly pull his hair out of the knot, and another apparently took it upon themselves to cut his hair with a pair of scissors. As a Native person, this is a serious violation. In the chaos, we didn't unfortunately react quickly enough to stop it. Obviously, for many reasons, people started to question why the post got deleted. What's wrong with that post? What I read to you, what is wrong with that post?"
Nothing. They didn't, say anything. Like, I'm sure like some people would like not want to be seen as on one side or the other, but what they stated was just simple facts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there wasn't anything in there that should have caused them to delete it. They might have been getting too much heat though from like people because I learned about this case on TikTok.
Mhm.
So if you think about how many people sit and scroll through the For You page on
Mhm.
TikTok, plus all of his followers, his friends, family, stuff like that. So it's like they could have just been getting a lot of heat, like you could have done something, or like
Yeah.
made
Well,
them
I mean,
like they were.
why would they go and delete it though? Because in the end of their post, it says that we unfortunately did not react quick enough to be able to help him.
I mean, honestly, I don't know. Without knowing why they deleted it, like I don't know.
Well, I guess after, questions started spiraling as to why they deleted the post, the drummer of the band, his name's Austin, he came out and made a statement, which I find to be bullshit. And that's my personal opinion. You can have your opinion. But based on the things that I read and the statements I saw that were made, I think it's bullshit.
Okay.
Okay. So his statement quoted, "Hey guys, my name's Austin. I play drums in the band. I contacted his family with this information at 3 a.m. this morning and around the time I made the original post and was worried there might be concerns for his privacy. So I edited the original post to be more direct. I see now that has only raised more questions and the band ultimately decided to take the post down, especially after we realized he is a suspect for domestic violence, which occurred after he left the venue. We don't wish to cause a stir or benefit from this in any way. I personally witnessed his hair being pulled and there is evidence and we will be fully transparent with the authorities about this. I'm truly really sorry for the confusion. We're all extremely upset and disturbed by these events." So not only did you make a post basically apologizing because you were there, you watched it happen, you saw his hair get cut, which you admitted was a violation of his identity. not just anything else, just his identity in general. And when you deleted the post, you contradicted yourself by saying that it was because you had concerns for his privacy, but it's also because you learned that he was a suspect of domestic violence. But then said that you were going to work with the authorities to get the evidence to them that they need about his hair being cut. Why would you delete the post?
If that statement is actually why they deleted, the original post,
Mm-hmm.
it could be that they don't want to be shown as like being a supporter of someone that, allegedly causes domestic violence.
But it's very simple to notate with the rest of their posts that, I mean, because he went and made a statement after the fact, and that was public. So he could have put in the post, I do not support, we do know, we have learned that he is a suspect of domestic violence. We don't support it by any means. However, this is not acceptable. And this happened at our show, and we feel we need to speak on it.
Right.
Put all of the other situations in the back of the stage. Focus on the priority. That someone is being harassed and rights.
Yeah.
Just as a human being living on this planet. And nobody cares.
Well,
that's what I'm getting from it, at least. That nobody cares.
A lot of people care.
His friends and family. And other Native people as well. And people that understand. Part of the reason why I am upset about that is because while they're taking the post down because of, a domestic violence situation that he's a suspect in, it's literally a rumor, for one. It's pure speculation. They're still investigating it.
So he's not been arrested and hadn't been arrested and charged or anything.
Well, he couldn't have been, because the same night that happened is the same night he went missing, and boom. A few days later, look what happened. It has not been confirmed whether or not he really was involved in a domestic violence incident. It could literally be that the lady did what any other privileged American does to any other nationality or race that isn't their own. Because I'm pretty sure it was a white woman. So that's what I'm saying. It could be that. And that because he's an actor, of course she's going to lie. Because she thinks she's going to get something out of it. Or he really did do it. But it doesn't defeat the purpose that he's now dead. He went missing after that happened, and a few days later was found dead and in a wooded area.
Maybe if there was any involvement, maybe he was the victim. Because men are victims of domestic violence too. It's not just women.
Yeah, because we don't know exactly why he went to her house. We don't know.
Yeah.
There's not enough information. But the information we do have,
off money or something, and
you never know. But the information we do have is that he's a victim of a hate crime, not just a death or a suspect of a domestic violence situation. He's literally a victim of a hate crime that people like to ignore in today's society.
Yeah, because I had read somewhere that something along the lines of when Native Americans started going to public schools,
mm-hmm.
in some places were making them cut their hair.
Yeah.
So that way they wouldn't be
look like a girl. For the boys, so that they wouldn't look like a girl.
Okay.
That's literally why. I might be wrong, but I'm more than like 97% sure that it was because they didn't want the boys looking like girls.
Mm.
The boys had long, gorgeous, beautiful hair.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's kind of the same thing with like anybody that hates trans people. You see a boy that comes into school and wants to be a girl, has his hair grown out long. They get told to cut it. They're not a girl. They're a boy. They were born a boy, so you have to cut your hair or else you cannot be here. Because you are a boy, you're not pretending to be a girl. I mean, it's just as bad as that, too. Like, that is also just as bad. So I guess later on, like really recently, because obviously this happened 4 days ago, the Cheyenne River Show Tribe issued a statement regarding the passing of Cole and that they have demanded a thorough investigation into the matter. Their statement read as follows, and in quotes, "The Cheyenne River Show Tribe offers its deepest sympathy and support to Cole's family and friends. He was an exemplary example of what it means to be a good relative, and we stand with you in your grief. The Cheyenne River Show Tribe demands a full and thorough investigation into Cole's disappearance and the subsequent death. Our Attorney General will be in contact with the Kansas Authority to ensure this is accomplished. Further, to our young relatives who are students and reside in Lawrence, Kansas, we will provide further information about counseling services for anyone in need of support as information becomes available."
Yeah.
Shortly after this, Cole's Uncle Mo shared his heartbreaking tribute on Instagram, quoting, "My nephew Cole brings plenty, brought plenty of love, laughter, and light into the world, and he was a special soul. His presence will be missed deeply. May the memories of him bring joy and comfort to all those who were lucky enough to know him." So, part of the reason why this is such a very controversial thing right now is because this has been happening a lot in Canada too, but this has been an ongoing thing for Native Americans for at least, I want to say 30 years is what I read. Native Americans all the time, at least, I think it was at least 4,000 people in the last 30 years have gone missing and been found dead in a wooded area with their braids cut off.
That's been made public awareness. So
Yeah.
there's probably a whole lot more.
Yeah. And that's just depressing.
It is. I mean, people shouldn't be treated badly, no matter what their gender, what their heritage is, what culture, what hair color, skin color. Like,
Everyone should be treated equally, and if you have your own beliefs, you should be able to have those beliefs. You should be able to dress how you want. You should be able to wear your hair how you want. You should be able to identify as what you want. If freedom of speech is a thing, then freedom of rights should be a thing.
yeah,
Because it says you have rights to everything, basically, if it has to do with you, but you don't.
right.
People still find ways. Legally, yes, you might have rights. But in the society that we live in, people are going to find a way around breaking those rights.
Yeah.
Everyone is constantly finding ways to violate others' rights. And it doesn't matter how hard you try to break that, it's going to continue to happen until enough people stand up and make a difference.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are scared too.
Well, yeah, because certain things, certain people there'll be retaliations, whether it's from peers or authoritative figures. It just that, and sometimes people just give up because so much time goes by of them trying to stand up and fight, for what is right.
Yeah.
So yeah, they get tired because not everything happens overnight, and especially if you're trying to change a large percentage of people,
It's not
it's
not
not
possible.
overnight. It's
Yeah.
not a few years. I mean, sometimes people are lucky and it works out quicker, but you know, you could be fighting for hundreds of years for this particular, right. So
So yeah, if you guys want more true crime episodes, because we try to relate to them as much as possible. That way, we show our sympathy and
mhm,
everything. Yeah, we definitely need to spread awareness.
yeah.
Definitely keep us up to date with any more recent or upcoming, or I say upcoming. Definitely keep us up to date with any recent things that have happened that you feel like we should cover on a true crime episode. We do one every Thursday, so definitely make sure you guys stay tuned for that and subscribe if you haven't already.
I think with this one we might need to have a part 2 once they're able to figure out more. Like once the case progresses more and we find out what actually happened to him, to do an update, because some people might watch YouTube but they don't go on TikTok or they don't go on Instagram, you know what I mean? So I think we should definitely, or just do an update.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to cover a part two once the more details have been released to the public, like the cause of death, and what they concluded with their investigation with the. Yeah. So, but yeah, I think that'll wrap up this video, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye guys.
Bye.